Hi, so I'm going to walk you through signing up and creating your first app with SnowShoeStamp. So the first thing you would want to do, obviously, is click Sign Up here, and you want to put in a valid email address. So let's do testuser@snowshoestamp.com. Your password should be between 6 and 12 characters long. It should have one alphanumeric and one alpha character and one numeric character, or more of each, obviously. Okay, so now you come to your main page, which is your applications page. So as you can see, all the apps would be visible here. You don't have any since you just started your account, so let's create a new one. So click here. Alright, so first you have basic app info. That's basically just the name and description that you want to show up in our system so that you know where to use the app, know what the app is. So let's say my test app, and we'll say test app using SnowShoeStamp. Okay, now these sections, so this depends on what kind of app you're building. If you're going to make a HTML5 or JavaScript app, then you would enter specific information here. If you're making a native iOS or Android app, then you enter the package names of your app here. So let's say you're making a JavaScript SDK. So first you're going to want to put the domain of the site that's going to be using the domain of the site for the app. So we'll say SnowShoeStamp.com. The callback URL is going to be the address that you get sent to after the stamping action occurs. So it should be somewhere within your domain, but it may be different from the main page, obviously. So SnowShoeStamp.com/callback. Right, and then you hit save. So now you see application at registration is updated, so you've got an app set in the system. So now we look back over here and you see your app credentials. The app secret and the ID application you're going to fill into the SDK that you're using when you set it up to communicate with the system and make sure that it's matched, that the system is using your app and is using the credentials and information relative to your app. In the screencasts for the various SDKs, it shows you where to enter this information, but just so that you know where to look for it, it's here. So the last thing I'm going to go over is just editing app tags. So tags are the way that you mark a stamp as a particular kind of, for a particular purpose. So for example, say you have a stamp that you want to label for, let's say it's at Starbucks. So you add a Starbucks tag, and then you click save. You would add another tag and say it's the Starbucks in Madison, Wisconsin. Save. And it's at the front counter. So now all of these tags are available for your app, and you can use them you can attach them to a stamp. The information on how to do that is also available in the SDK screencasts. But this is where you create those tags to be available. And at this point, the next step is to go to the downloads page and download the SDK that you want to use. All right? That's about it for now. Thanks.